अभी ठीक है सर।
हाँ, ठीक है।
नमस्कार। गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्कार। हेलो मिस्टर पांडियन। मिस्टर पांडियन, डू यू गेट मी?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग, विजय गुप्ता।
Yes,
मीटिंग
sir. Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
आफ्टर
Long time.
या वेरी लॉन्ग। सो ऑल ओके।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All okay, sir. How are
थैंक
you,
यू,
sir?
थैंक
How is
यू,
the family?
थैंक यू सो मच।
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm audible.
Yes,
Good morning.
Now it's 10:36.
We may start now.
Yes. Well, today's N.K. Sinha, sir.
Shall I take over?
Engineer N.K. Sinha is a former Director General, Road Development and Special Secretary, Ministry of Road, Transport and Highways, Government of India. Mr. Sinha obtained the degree of BSc Engineering in Civil in 1962 from Patna University. He has been working in road sector since 1965 when he joined the Ministry of Road, Transport and Highways and has held various positions therein and retired as Director General Road Development and Special Secretary in 2003. He has also member technical in National Highways Authority of India. He was also in charge of road construction project in Kenya for 5 years. He has been associated with many professional bodies. He held the positions of Chairman International Road Federation India Chapter, Treasurer Indian Road Congress and Chairman ING of IABSE. He is Fellow of Institution of Engineers. He is also member of Consulting Engineers Association of India and a Fellow of International Council of Consultants. He is life member of Indian Road Congress and Indian Council of Arbitration. He is member of CIAC and IBC. Mr. Sinha has an all-around experience of about 57 years of in design, construction, operation, and maintenance and financing of road projects, including contract management and arbitration. He has been associated with CIDC since its inception and has been member of many of its governing bodies. Now I would request to Dr. Sinha, please take over. Sir.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and I welcome you all to this presentation. I think all of you must have managed these contracts, and so you are aware about the contract management. It is just polishing the whatever you have done, just polishing that. That's my idea in this presentation. So the first thing is the next. Yogaraji, next.
Yes.
Yeah, first thing is what is contract management? I would like you to respond in the chat box. You all know it. That's what I thought, that it is better to give you a chance to write about it. What is, in your view, is contract management? Just 2 minutes. Please do reply. I'm not necessarily it is correct or not correct. That is not the question. Just to keep you engaged, I thought that I will put you first in this question. Contract management. No response is coming. Okay. Then I go to next slide, please, Yuvrajji. Yeah, the contract management is the process of creating, negotiating, executing, monitoring, administering, and closing contracts to ensure that all parties fulfill their obligations while minimizing risks and maximizing value. Now, just you can imagine that what it means. It means it starts from creating the contract, process of creating contract means keep planning. When you are planning, from that time it starts and goes up to the closing of contract. So that means it is the entire process of even drafting of contract and starting. What are the things you have to give? What is the scope and everything? So all those things have to be part of this contract management. It is used in business, government, construction, procurement, and many other industries. You are aware, construction, we are using it very extensively. In other places also it is being used, just like even for the purchase of house. You use that. That's a contract. Whatever you have, that is a contract. So that part of that system has to change. For the content will change, but the system remains same. Next, why contract management is necessary? This is another question why we have taken up this one. This is increasing project complexities. Now, project has become so complex, say road construction. Now, first of all, we had only the road and bridges and culvert, all they were separate. Earlier in 70s, 1970s, 60s, 70s. The road construction, the culvert, and the bridges, they were all separate. Even we went to minor bridge and major bridge also separate. So that kind of situation to now when we have got all in road projects. Road projects means it includes road construction, culvert construction, bridge construction, and the other aspects, the toll plaza and the road safety measures and everything, ROBs, everything is all included there. So now that is why it is so much complex now. And once you make it more complex, you need more contract management. You can see how it works. See, supposing you have completed road, but the bridge is not complete, or the culvert is not complete at certain location. Then whatever you have done road construction up to that point, it will not be used till that culvert or bridge is completed. So you have to it is interlinked. So that is how you have to manage the contracts of both parts in such a way that they get completed almost same time. Or if it is not completed, then there has to be some kind of reason why it is not completed. There may be some other reason that you delay the completion of bridge. So that is also possible. But there should be completely clear understanding. Similarly, the financial commitments are large these days. Earlier, it used to be more than some 30-40 crores, of course. 30-40 crores means, say, supposing you can call it 300 or 400 crores. Even 3 crores was there. So that was 300-400 crores. Now it is 30,000-40,000 crores. That is the size of the project. Now there are multiple contracts also. Say ONGC gives contracts for oil refineries. It has various parts. Roads is one part, buildings are there, then the other things are also there. So all these are part of that whole project, and you need to manage each contract. Multiple stakeholders. As I told you that simple stakeholders are only the contractor and the employer, but there are multiple stakeholders. I will come back to that. Risk allocation, legal obligations, better project performance, means minimize claims and better cost control. These are the objectives of the why contract management is necessary. Next, it's further continued. Objectives, excellence in project implementation. This is another important point. Why we do project contract management is that we want excellence in project implementation. We want best project. We want to have the best quality. So all these things are important part, and that will be only possible if the contract has been properly managed. Satisfaction of all parties is another objective, that all parties, they are satisfied. Yes, they have all done good work and the contract has been well managed. Now I wrote scope. About scope also, I thought that I will get answer from you, but since this chat box is not working very effectively, so let me just say scope. Now, scope has to be defined and predefined by everybody in the beginning. What is the scope of the contract management? Is it the construction of road? Is it the construction of bridge, or is it the construction of the whole project? Maybe the whole complex. Say here there are townships being constructed in Gurgaon. I'm in Gurgaon, so I see townships being constructed. Means that within the township you have got everything. You have got water supply. You have got this drainage. You have everything. So all those things have to be managed. They are all part of the contract management. Bigger contract management, and then you come to smaller parts again. The contract can be subdivided. There can be many contracts in the contract management. Relationship with project management. The project management relationship is from, what is the project management relationship? It is throughout. The relationship is the project management depends on the contract management. If the contract management is good, then only the project management will be good. If the contract management is missing somewhere, is doing less work or is not up to the mark, then project management will suffer. So the relationship with project management is directly proportional to contract management, we can say. Contract administration versus contract management. Now, there is a term called contract administration. What is it with relation to contract management? As I told you, the contract management starts from the planning of for the contract. And then in between the line, you get into a contract. In between the process. The contract, duration of the contract, whatever the administration is done, that is called contract administration. Means ki, you know, the payments, you have given the site, you have to pay the contractor, you have to approve the subcontractor. All these things is part of contract administration. So only the portion of contract, particularly contract contract implementation, you can call it, that is contract administration. Next, please. Now, what I have, according to me, the basic elements, there can be many elements, but what elements we have just try to analyze. Basic elements are contract planning, which is, I said that there you need to understand about the contract, what you are going to do. Types of contract. There are various types of contract. We will just go into it. Contract drafting. procurement is the process of inviting tenders and finalizing the contract procurement, negotiations, and contract approval and award. These three are connected. Procurement means inviting tenders, and then negotiations and contract approval and award. So that is one. And then comes execution. Lastly, contract administration. That's what I mentioned to you, that when you have started execution, then you are actually doing the contract administration. Then we have also done many other things, performance monitoring. See, the many contracts envisage, or the contract management envisage, how will you measure the performance of the project? Say in World Bank ADB project, they say their aim is to reduce poverty. See, the World Bank or ADB, their aim is through your doing these road works or canal works, they want to reduce the poverty in that area. So what they do, at the beginning of the contract, you have some socio-economic survey of that area. And at the end of the project, within 6 months, we again do say after 6 months only, that we do again the socio-economic survey and see the change. What they thought key performance should have, it would increase the social activities, agricultural activity by 20%. Supposing they have mentioned in the report. So that is the idea, how much it has gone. Supposing I go for roads, and then we say that the road safety will increase by at least 20%. Now, what we do, we have taken the survey of road traffic survey and the road traffic safety survey before the construction, and after the construction, we take how much it has reduced, how much safety has been improved. So that is the performance monitoring. Risk management. Risk management is, there are risks, the risk factors are many, the safety is one. The other thing is that construction and construction workers are there, their risks, the risk of financial risks. So there are risks. We will come to that. The financial risk has, and there are design risks, everything. All those risks have to be managed. Change management, that we will say change management has been done properly. Compliance management, that is the claim management and dispute resolution. We will discuss separately on these ones. Contract renewal and closure. So here at the end, we have a system that we close the contract. All the whatever has been begun from the planning stage, we say that yes, this is closed. That is, the closure has to be take place. So this is the part of the end of the contract management. So starting with contract planning to closure, that is the contract management. Now, objectives: ensure all contractual obligations are fulfilled. Minimize legal and financial risks. So this has to be with respect to the law of the country. It must follow the law of the country. I'll tell you that later on. Control costs and improve efficiency. See, this is another thing. Not that we just give, said every payment we make 20%, whatever work has been done or not. So control the costs and improve efficiency. maintain a strong relationship with contracting parties. This is another thing, The relationship should be there, that so that you understand them. Maybe as a part, you have to have meetings regularly with different partners, different parties. Regularly, you have to meet. So this is to maintain the relationship, and it becomes strong if you regularly meet. It becomes stronger. Achieve value for money and organizational goals. See, this is the part which I had mentioned to you, that organizational goals like ADB and World Bank, they say poverty or agriculture output or the traffic safety. Here, we also go for traffic efficiency, flow of traffic, say road project, I'm saying traffic flow. We say that from A to B, previously we were going in 3 hours, now we can go in 2 hours. So that is an improvement. So that is achieve value for money. Then, and what we had planned, had we planned 1.5 hours, but we are going to 2 hours. So there is a bit gap. There is a gap somewhere that you could not achieve 1.5 hours. We have achieved only 2 hours. So that is achievement of the value of our money is a little less. Organizational goal, what is the organization? Say if it is a road organization or irrigation organization, then their goals are defined, or any institution. So their goals are defined. So organizational goals it should achieve. So these are the objectives of the contract management. Yeah, next please. Now contract planning. Now I'm trying to tell you about each one of them in detail a little bit. Contract planning, need for a contract. Why we need a contract? Whether it is necessary that it should be done by a contract, or you give it to another person, government employees only can do it, they can do it. But supposing I need special labor or special equipment, which the government doesn't have, which the organization doesn't have. So you want to have those things to get the quality of work which you want. So then you need a contract. The objectives are also clear. That somewhere in the objectives it is written that say road construction. It will be equipment-based construction. Equipment-oriented construction. अगर हमने कर दिया तो maximum use of equipment has to be given. So objectives are defined. Either you have labor-intensive construction. Some projects, say if you are in a village where there are a lot of labor out available, then you don't need equipment-based construction. You can do, there are cases where you need only labor-based construction. Say for rural roads, there are many construction which are labor-based. So that is the objectives have to be clear. What type of objectives you want? Scope. Is it? Scope means it's not only the work scope. It is the thinking that how much time should we give? What is the when we start this project, within 3 years, within 2 years, within 1 year, what time we should have the work completed, and what should be the outcome of the project. So those things have to be defined earlier in the contract planning. And accordingly, if you have 2 years plan, then financial plan have to be prepared that, okay, we can have financial plan from such and such source. We will get so much money. So that is the as a financial plan. Here, risks are there. The risks are there. Supposing there is a environmental risks. Environment pollution may increase, may decrease. Both can happen. So before construction is completed, it will increase. And then how you deal with it? Say you are spraying water. Similarly, when it is completed, the project is completed, then your risks will be minimized. Means ki you will have better environment. So that is better safety, better environment. So these are risk management have to be given during construction, after construction, have to be managed. And they are, we need to fix up a kind of the scope of those risks. How much risk shall we tolerate? Supposing there is dirt all over, so how much risk we can cover? You need to spray every time you need to spray water, or you supposing the dust is only at such and such ground level only. So that you can allow that risk to happen. So those have to be defined very properly. Fixing appropriate type of contract. Now here is a case. Then we will have see the appropriate type of contract. Means there are different types of contracts. You also must have come across. See, there are percentage contract. Means total cost is there and so much percentage above. That is the contract. 10% above, 5% above, like that. So that is the contract. Now that is fixed cost contract. Then there are some contracts which are BOQ, bill of quantities. There are bill of quantities that say so much item, some item quantities are there. This item, and then so much quantity will be executed, and each item will be paid separately. There are lump sum contracts. We will get into that one. And that will depend on what is appropriate for your work. That is one good thing which we will understand later. Procurement process, whether it is to be done within India, within the state. There are some projects which are actually, the notice is given in the on the executive engineers board, and it is only the local people apply. The small works. If the work is within some 10 lakhs or some 5 lakhs, whatever, I don't remember. But that is the government has given that kind of consideration, that if the work is limited to this much, then you can have local tender. Just give tender, and maybe within 2 days or 3 days, you can open the tender and procure work. If it is a bigger work, similarly, if it is a bigger work, you have national tender. All over the country, you want the contractors to be invited. Or ICB. LCB is local contract bidding, and ICB, international contract bidding. So internationally, the contractors are made aware. Say for ADB and World Bank projects, you have to give ICB conditions. Means you have to make the international community aware about this contract. If they wish to, they can apply, and that is provided, and you have to pay in their currency and all those things. Those are appropriate currency will be paid. So this is the procurement system has to be finalized. Means supposing at this stage, you say that we will go for a loan from World Bank, then you need to go for international ICB. Thank you. Next, please. Am I audible? Audible है ना युवराज जी? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
yes, sir,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Yes,
You're
you
audible.
are audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything? Are you with me on this topic, or is it going out of context?
No, no, no. It's very relevant, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, I mean, you keep the questions. I will reply whatever when the time comes. I will reply each of them. So basically, I just want to tell what is going on. Awards of contract. These are all contract planning. How to award minimum cost, minimum tender. See, least cost पर हम award करते हैं. There could be, I mean, supposing you have a consultancy contract where you give award on the quality. Do not consider cost. So this is the award of contracts. Basis for award of contract has to be finalized even in the contract planning stage. And in this one, you will have all the contracts. If you have a construction project, then you need a consultant. You need various other consultants also. Everything will have to be evaluated, finalized at that time during contract planning. Similarly, execution कैसे करेंगे? Who will do it? Whether it will be state government who will do it, or the national government will do it, NHAI will do it, or it will be done by the consultants. Say supervision consultants, we have got engineer. So though they will be there, or it will be only supervised by local PWD officials. So these are system for execution, and where it will be tested, testing, etc. All those things will have to be finalized now. Monitoring system will have to be finalized. So after project completion, what will you do? What is project completion? I mean, that will be defined. This is what will constitute the project completion, and that is then post completion review will be a separate part. That is the internal thing. But project completion has to be completed by the team. That is the completion report has come, and then you can say that yes, the contract has been completed. Yeah. Next, please. Yugraj. Now I come to types of contract, which also you are aware. Subject है construction है, purchase, supply, equipment contracts are also there. Equipment purchase, advisory, consultancy, review consultants, review projects. So all these are types of contracts. Review consultancy contract अलग, I mean different type होता है. Consultancy contract may be different है. Some for supervision, some for project preparation. So all these contracts are different, and that is how these are to be defined. Contract conditions, item rate, that is the BOQ type, which I said. Then cost plus, lump sum. Now EPC contracts are also very much in vogue these days. Design build. This is another. These two are actually not the direct contracting. Actually, we divide it into direct contracting and contracting. Build, operate, and transfer. That is the contract. So now BOT, BOOT, annuity, and hybrid. These are the systems for public-private partnership. So you see, in that portion only, this design build comes there. So BOT is build, operate, transfer. Means ki you don't have to invest any money. You have to just give the land and the contract, the project contractor, that is the name is now changed to concessionaire. He will complete the project from his own fund, operate for another 20 years or 30 years, whatever is given in the contract, and then transfer it to you, back to you. Build, operate, transfer. Build, own, operate, and transfer. Build means ki he will maintain also. Own, operate, and transfer means ki he will maintain also. Build, then he will maintain. Here, he is not maintaining. He is only operating. So whatever operation charge, maintenance is there, you have to pay. So those are a little difference. I have how you go about this one, these contracts. And how you pay it? You pay it, transfer means ki you pay it by toll. The public say they collect toll. Annuity is also a similar system, but here the government pays every 6 months. A fixed amount is paid to the concessionaire every 6 months. And hybrid is a mixed type. Means ki here you do say, you invest. You say, I will give the cost up to say 50%, and 50% will be BOT. That will be only the concessionaire has to invest only 50% of that amount. Then that is hybrid. So what they do, that they after every year or every 6 months, a certain amount of capital is given to the concessionaire as the part of the project implementation. So that means he has participated 50%. So whatever he has given, every 6 months, 10 crores or 20 crores rupees are given. So that is hybrid. Then you have got MOT. MOT is maintenance, operate, and transfer. Construction, there is no construction. The road is constructed. You have to only maintain, operate, and transfer. So the maintenance system is there, given there the conditions. What are the standards of maintenance? That he has to maintain. Operate it means he has to levy toll, and that then after some few years he has to transfer. So these are some types of contracts, general. Specific types can be anything else. But general, these are the types of contracts. And especially, I said construction, mainly during related to construction. But if you have construction of houses, there are different types of contracts are there. They are electrical, civil, all these contracts get entangled into different positions. So this is something which will have to be focused in building and road like that, But if you have got say an electrical transformer station, electrical installation is there. So for that, the contract will be different, because civil contract will be done by civil engineer. Then electrical fittings have to be done. machines have to be put. All those contracts will be different. So these are the contract will depend on the system, the scope of the project, and the whatever ingredients are given there. Okay, next please. Now, conditions of contract is one of the basics of the conditions of contract is a compilation of essential terms or requirements in a legally binding agreement that defines what each party must do. These conditions act as the rules of triggering events that determine when the obligations begin, continue, or end. If a condition is not fulfilled by any party, it will result in a breach of contract. The basics of these conditions of contract are like this. Next, please. Yogaraj. In India, all contracts are governed by Indian Contract Act 1872. This is a fundamental of Indian contracts. No contract can exist in India against this. I mean, if they are not aligned to this Contract Act. For a contract to be legally valid and enforceable in accordance with law of India, it generally requires 4 foundational elements. This is part of the Indian contract. Offer, an explicit proposal made by one party to another, outlining the specific terms and relationships. Terms and conditions of a deal. Yeah. Next. Next, kare. Acceptance. Now, the receiving party's unqualified agreement to the exact terms of the. Now, this is another thing. You have offered, the employer has offered, the other party must accept it. Unqualified agreement. I mean, not yes, but no. That is not acceptable. You have to be, it has to be unqualified. And that is why these conditions, negotiations go on. Consideration. The exchange of something of value between the parties, such as goods, services, or money. In exchange of the work done by the second party, what will be exchanged? What will he pay? He can give goods, some other goods. He can pay another services or money. These are the some things which have to be done. Otherwise, exchange nahi hoga. Intention to create legal relations. Both parties must understand and intend for the agreement to be legally binding relationship. That's the part. See, so what happens, I mean, they have to be legal persons in India. The persons who are parties to it, they are the legal persons in India. Or if I allow an international enterprise to work, then we have already given through a different route a permission that he can also work. If we have said that, person from British also can work for this project, then only he becomes a legal person. So whatever you have said, if you don't say anything, that means only Indians. Only Indians. But if you have to say, you say in the contract, okay, for this project, a person from SAARC countries can apply. Person from all Asian countries can apply. So whatever you have given, they become the legal persons. So that is where it says that create legal relations. You have to create. First, you have to find out the legality of the person and then the legal relations. Next, please. Now, drafting conditions of contract. This is another serious thing, must comply with laws of India, I just mentioned, unambiguous. There are many cases where we have drafted a condition and it has become ambiguous. I will tell you that story. Scope should be well defined. Whatever scope we say that kilometer this to this is the road which they will construct, or whatever in between these are the culverts, these are the bridges they will construct. Well defined. If you miss anything, then the contractor may not do it. So that is why the scope has to be very properly and well defined. Reciprocal actions. Reciprocal actions means supposing I say that, okay, I will give you land from this to this place and you will construct it. And also I will say I will give you some material also. Whatever I have said, as employer, I will give you such things. You must give. And the time also must be mentioned there. What time you will give those items, so that then only he can construct. Supposing you want to give land, then you have to give a schedule of handing over of land. Because if you don't give the schedule, how will you prepare the construction schedule, construction program? He cannot prepare because he doesn't know whether you will give him the land or not. So that is why reciprocal actions have to be clearly defined. When, where, and it has got a backstage also. Then how he will procure the land is different. Another kind of condition he has to fulfill. Commencement and closure defined. Now you just say that, okay, I have commenced. Then there is no commencement. Commencement has to be defined. For commencement, I have got one example given here. See what the employer has to do for commencement and what the contractor has to do. Both have to be defined. Otherwise, it will not mean it will not be valid in terms of contract. Similarly, closure defined. Closure means he must have substantially completed, as you have said. As you see, there is a substantial closure completion and then final completion. So finally completed and well maintained, so much time of maintenance has been done. That should be completely defined. That is they mention about the as-built drawing, construction drawings. Then they say that post construction maintenance के लिए जो देते हैं वो that has to be completed. Then only the project is completed. The contract is completed. Realistic conditions. These are to be from drafting. While drafting, you have to keep these in mind. Conditions should be realistic, not anything in the air. Clear procedure, payment procedure should be clear. I mean, what time he will. Supposing the contractor submits the payment request for payment, and then how much time will it require to be paid? Every step has to be properly defined. Yeah, next please. Again, in this one, the procedure for quality assurance, acceptance and rejection have to be very clearly mentioned. Who will do the quality assurance, how quality assurance will be carried out, and acceptance and rejection, how will it be done. Time control. What is the time when he should complete this? And sometimes you provide sectional completion also. So all those things, time control means, and then if he doesn't do that, then what do you do? So that is the time control. You can control time. I mean, either by notice or by liquidated damages or whatever is required. If the fault is yours, then you have to give extension of time. That also comes in time control. Cost control similarly. Supposing you work is there, then you just give it control the cost. How? You know that you have to pay escalation after some time. Escalation also will be paid. Then you have, if you add some cost, add some new work, you have to pay change of scope. So, but you don't want to make it very big. So naturally, you will have to tell him that, look, you don't do this only, you can do up to this work only. Otherwise, the cost will exceed and I don't have the money. So these are some cost control of procedure also have to be very, very well defined here. Procedure for change of scope. That's where I was going to. Change scope procedure, how it is to be initiated, who will initiate it, who will approve it, what is the amount of, what are the information to be given by the contractor, and who will examine it, and how quickly it should be approved, and how the rates will be fixed for change scope. So all those things are defined in procedure for change scope. Default by contractor and remedies. This is one clause which you might have understood, that contractor, if he has defaulted, there are 3 or 4 major defaults. If you give notice for improvement, he doesn't act. If he doesn't commence the work, or something like that. But there are many other things. So then it is default of contractor, and then you can take action of even up to removal of the contractor. Similarly, default of employer. Default of employer, majorly default is that you ask for, you tell the contractor that, okay, we don't have money, we can't pay. I mean, maybe you for last 6 months or 1 year you have not paid anything. So that kind of default, nobody will work. No contractor can work, because it is their cash flow has to be maintained. So default by contractor, default by employer is there, and the remedies are there. Then the contractor can close the contract also. So these are the drafting conditions have to be completely taken care of. Okay, next please. Further, procedure for making claims and processing. Agar contractor claim karna chahe, then what is the system of, I mean, he can just say that, okay, I make a claim. No. He has to inform the employer or the engineer ki, this is what the claim is, and or the claim has arisen, and this is how I will process, I will submit. So that it is supposed to be that he facilitates the engineer to check the claims at site also, whenever it is in the process of building. तो ये जो प्रोसेसिंग और इसका जो है ना पूरा कि 42 days, some days are mentioned and all that. So those are some things which have to be maintained. Otherwise, the claim cannot be checked. Supposing he gives after 6 months a claim कि 6 months पहले हमारा ये claim हुआ था. Now it is his word. He has taken some few photos, 4 or 5 photos, but some good photo जो कि which can give the claim very clearly is missing. Now is the time you cannot do anything. At this time you cannot do anything. Either you accept him or reject him. So that process is also there. But this is why they say that you must, as soon as you find that you are going to claim, you must inform. So that he is also in the loop. I mean, he cannot say that, well, I did not look at it. And so this is the reason why you need to inform the engineer that you are going to make a claim for this and this. Procedure for dispute resolution. Now, आजकल जो है, so dispute board has to be constituted right in the beginning of the contract. Now, dispute board constitution may be single member also. Dispute board one member or 3 members, one by the contractor, one by the employer, and one by both of them. So the procedure is outlined there in the contract. That so as soon as you sign the contract, you either the employer gives 3 or 4 names. Then you have got one person, you tick that so and so person will be the dispute board. He will constitute the dispute board, single one. Or within a month or 2, dispute board should be resolved. In position. So that any time if there is a dispute, it can be referred to the board. There are other functions also, but anyway, we restrict to dispute board. So this is the one constitution of dispute board. Procedure is very well outlined. I mean, so that it does not skip qualification of the member and all those things. What are the procedure of their working? All those things are given here. Arbitration. When to go to arbitration? Also, the idea, if the dispute board has already given some decision and one party or both the parties do not agree, do not accept that decision, then they can, the other party can go to arbitration. And arbitration proceduring, how to select arbitrators. So there is a system. So, but the contract must give one man, single arbitrator, sole arbitrator, or a arbitral tribunal of comprising 3 arbitrators. So that is what has to be mentioned there. Progress monitoring system. The monthly progress report is there. Is one of the system. Then quarterly progress report is also there. So all these things are systems, laid down in the contract. Who will submit, by what date he will submit, all that will have to be, by what date the submission will be made by the contractor will have to be given in the contract. Say normally it is 6th or 7th of the month, next month the contractor must submit the MPR, and MPR will have blah blah. I mean, what are the points? Those are all given in detail in the contract. Completion of work and acceptance criteria. The completion of work, when the work is completed, how it is to be taken over, handing over of taking over certificate has to be issued. How the contractor applies, engineer goes and sees the thing, and then if he agrees, he can sign that, yes, okay, we have taken over. And within such and such date. Otherwise, if he does not agree, then he says, no, not yet. And the contractor has to complete the work. So once he completes, then only the substantially completed work will be there. And the balance, whatever is outstanding, has to be mentioned there. Those works, when they complete it, will then thereafter a completion certificate will be issued. This procedure is all given in the conditions of contract. Procedure for closure of contract. Now, closure of contract means you have already seen these performance criteria and everything will be there. Performance indicators are there. Those performance indicators, safety indicators, all those indicators are available. Completed, submitted to us, then only you say the contract is closed. Okay, next please. Now, contract document, which you are aware, these days contract documents are big documents. Agreement is one part, which is 2-page document, which is on the government which is on the government paper. Then you have conditions of contract, technical specifications, separate, BOQ, bill of quantities, drawings. Now, when there is a lump sum contract, there is no BOQ. Drawings are there, and employer's requirements may be there. Supposing employer wants that you provide, the contractor should provide some vehicle, some house for the supervision consultant. So all these things are requirements. And then the tender negotiation. Here, I think most of you must have got it. I'm forgetting, that pre-bid conference. Before the bidding is completed, after invitation of bid, within, say, 10-15 days, you invite the contractors who have purchased the tender papers for a conference, pre-bid conference, that is called, and let them see the conditions of contract, let them see the drawings, and say that maybe some things are not clear, some drawings are not legible, or some drawings are not available, or some conditions are not correct. Earlier, there was no condition for this mobilization advance. Prior to a World Bank project, there was no condition of mobilization advance. So, mobilization advance was not there. But then the contractors wanted QOK when they are giving in World Bank project, they should give in the local project also. And the government agreed. So thereafter, even in the local LCB projects, also we have introduced this mobilization advance. So these are the pre-bid conference. They said that why not you give more advances? Of course, some are rejected, some are accepted. So like that, on that basis, these conditions are final. The pre-bid conference is finalized. If there is something which requires explanation, that is given there. So pre-bid conference is also a part of tender negotiation. That becomes on that basis, they have given the contracts. The final. And then after their offer, you can further negotiate. Supposing they have made the offer and then you find that something is wrong or something they have doubly charged, then you can ask them that, okay, you withdraw this condition or withdraw that. They may put another condition. Condition we cannot keep. Supposing they say that if you award the contract within 30 days, I will give you 1% rebate. No condition. Either you give me 1% rebate or don't. No condition 30 days or no. Either you say that you will give me 1% rebate, that's okay, acceptable. But 30 days and 40 days is not acceptable. So this is these are the tender negotiations which goes on, and you write. So first, whenever you have the tender, opening tender, then the tender negotiations start. Good, thank you. Next. Now, these days, participants of a contract, they have mushroomed, rather, I would say. Employees, I'm talking of a highway contract because my main concern is there. I was there in NHAI and everywhere. So, in fact, I started the contracting system, World Bank, say, in 1985 myself. I prepared the contract also. So, all those things I will tell you later. But this is how.
Sir, can I come in with your permission?
Please. Sarup Sahab.
How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you.
Our friends, you are having the benefit of having one of the most experienced and biggest industry doing. And he has given his life for infrastructure development and has been evolving and developing many of the wonderful things. So you are lucky you are listening to him. I just wanted to remind him of the two things that he has done and that he must share with you. Out of modesty, he should not stop on that. Number one, he was the first senior government officer he was the first senior government officer who introduced a clause of mandatory engagement of skilled certified personnel. That
Correct.
was a big change. And now CPWD and many more are adopting the same thing. And the second is even better. And that is that he has been the responsible person to frame the model contracting document both for contractors and consultants. We'll share a copy with you of whatever he has done. Please go through that and you will realize that many of the things that he is teaching you today, they are already enshrined there. And wherever you are working, try to follow. And I tell you, you are also going to be doing wonderful things. So thank you so much. I know, and I was afraid that out of modesty, you may not mention that. So I thought I'll come.
Thank you so much.
And that is the reason why every time I have treated you like my big brother. And it is not only because of your age, but it is also because of the experience. And the third thing I wanted to tell you that he has been responsible for assessing the health of the structure, creating a cadre of health assessors of structures. Sir, please speak about these three things also. Thank
Yeah,
you very
sure.
much, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we were just discussing participants of a contract. Employer, as you know, now these days supervision engineer is there. So now, as you say, most of it, the there is a transition now. Previously, the World Bank, in World Bank project or ADB project, the PWD was the engineer. PWD engineers worked as a major, doing everything, all the works of an engineer. After a lot of persuasion, from World Bank and ADB, and we persuaded from the ministry with the state PWDs, and then finally we came to the system of supervision. With the starting of NHAI, the system has been rather perfected. So supervision engineer is now a kind of system in all the highway projects. And nowadays, I think in other sections also they have done, except railways. Railways are a bit conservative on this one, but we have other sectors also have tried to adopt it. Now, so then we have got contractors, we have got subcontractors. Now, subcontractors, what we do as a contractor, as an employer, we see the contractor contract with the subcontractors. The contract of contractor and subcontractors. We want to keep a look at that, because they cannot be out, they cannot be away from contractor. They have to follow all the rules which is applicable to the contractor. They have to follow all that. Not that since they are subcontractors, they may omit some of them. No, not at all. So this is something which we have to take care of it. And we have limited also the percentage of subcontractors one can keep. Not more than 49% work you can do subcontracting. You can subcontract only up to 49%. And that you will be bound to obey the contract engineer, bound to submit just like that RFIs and everything, or will have to be submitted just like as a contractor. So subcontractor is not relieved of anything. He's a part of the contract system. Then we have got supervision engineer is changed to independent engineer in BOT project, where he has got a dual, rather, I don't know, it is not defined way. He's not supervision engineer, and he is supervision engineer also, because the contract says that he will look after the quality of work. If he has got a very flimsy staff, but he has been told that he will be look after the quality of work, okay, which independent engineer has nothing to do, but anyway, it is given here in India. It's also there that he will visit site and interact with the concessionaire. He will advise the concessionaire also on many issues. So independent engineer is of course, he is supposed to be independent of employer and the concessionaire. But here it is very difficult to be independent. He has to be pro-employer. He's forced to be pro-employer. That is the legally position comes in. So that is one thing. Now, in EPC contract, it is now authority engineer. Authority engineer is another He is supervision engineer, of course, but he has got another duty on that on top of it. Supervision engineer, he doesn't have to approve any design. Authority engineer has to approve the design. So these are some few things which are different in each case. DPR consultant, you know that DPR preparation consultants. Proof consultant. Now, proof consultant is the one who the work, the DPR has been prepared and it has to be proof checked. Means ki somebody should check it whether it is correct or not, and that is proof consultant. So another system of consultancy has developed, proof consultancy, and it is very relevant also because we cannot depend on one DPR consultant to be that he has done correctly. Maybe some mistakes are there. You must have heard about that Luna 13. It failed in NASA because they made a mistake in 1 decimal point. So that is possible. Anybody can make these mistakes. So proof consultant is necessary. And design in authority engineer, in the EPC contract, there is a design director by the consultant. So what else you have? Safety consultant. Safety consultant you have even in the EPC contract. Basically, he is in charge of safety. I mean, he gives a certificate that everything is safe. How he gives that is also not known. But the work has to be completed very clearly. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult, you know. These are not clearly, as I say, that the contract should provide very clearly how to operate. So I have got doubts on these ones. And if there is anything which you can make it very clear, that will be better off. Yeah. Next. Planning and scheduling a work program. Work program is important even in the planning stage itself, because if you decide the project to be completed in 2 years and a project I may make it differently. A project to be completed in 5 years and a project to be completed in 2 years. 5 and 2. What will happen? The work program will be such that you require different number of machinery, different setup of personnel, different employers, different labor and material supply also, all will be different. The rate of provision of these equipment will be different. So the period of completion determines the work program, and the work program determines the cost. You can have a same work completed in 1 year if you have double the machinery. Suppose if you have double the machinery, means the cost will be more. See, if I want to have this 10 items of machinery, and instead you say that, okay, you complete in 6 months and you have 20 items of machinery. Of course, subject to the concrete and other things, But supposing road works is there, say 20 items. Now, 20 items procurement and going, it's not actually double same cost. No, it is not that same amount of work involves that equipment, so it is same. No, because you get it all at one time. So that procurement itself will, different. So the cost will increase. If you reduce the time, the cost will increase. And optimum, this is where what is the completion period? Means the optimum period may, see, it increases and then reduces, and to certain point, and thereafter again it rises. So supposing you reduce it to 24 months, it is the minimum, and then again it will rise. So that is the period which we normally consider as the period of completion, where the optimum use of equipment and men and machinery are there. That is the period of completion. Originally, that is the period of completion which we should consider. We may consider less or we may consider more, depending on the other requirement, which is the requirement of the government, requirement of the people there, how they want it. So this is a thing which I wanted to explain. I hope it is clear now. Critical path method is another method of scheduling. Means what are the critical paths? You have to just see that there is no delay in those critical paths. I mean, somehow the equipment and the situation for the critical elements are not affected. That is if the critical path is maintained, and other paths can be just here and there. There may be some delays, they can be maintained within the time. So that is the critical path. Milestones or sectional completion. I said about sectional completion, because see, if you just say that 100-kilometer road is to be completed, then people will say, some people, of course, experienced people, they are aware of what to do. But some people will say, wow, where to start, what to start. But if you just see that, okay, make it sectional completion. Sectional means first you have to give me 30 kilometer. 30 kilometer from 0 to 30. So both the employer and the contractor, they will concentrate on first 30 kilometer only. I mean, not only that, the land, everything, all these mobilization will be in 30 kilometer first. You can mobilize in other places also if you have got some equipment, more equipment. But first you will mobilize in here. So this is how the sectional completion has come in. And then once you pick up in sectional completion, then the process gets easy. Other sections. Baseline schedule is the same thing, method of assessing whether the basic have been gone into. Progress monitoring, I discussed that. So normally the progress monitoring, now it is linked to this system, computer-aided system, and so this is all being done, and it has to be given very clearly how we are going to do this. Okay, next please. Performance monitoring, I just mentioned to you. Key performance indicators are there. That is the just like performance indicators. कभी कहा कि agriculture production है, कभी poverty है. So those are the key performance indicators. I mean, we have to sometimes in the World Bank project, we have to write a report at the end of the completion of the project, or the loan. We have to write a report. And writing report, we have to work out, just as I mentioned earlier, we have to prepare a socio-economic report of that area, the influence area of the project, We prepare a socio-economic report, and the first report which they had submitted along with the loan, compare with that, and then we say that yes, what are the indicators, how it has affected this project. So that is the this is after 1 year of the completion of the project. They want this performance indicators. Progress reports are already there. Quality indicators. Quality indicators are the, you can say 90% it is okay. Only 10% cases you find that something is rejected and then they have to redo it. Normally, whatever the work is being done, so 90% appears okay, but whether it is correct or not correct, that is something which we need to check. Safety performance is supposing this is another report which we get from the consultants, how much accidents have occurred during the month. So that gives the safety performance, whether it is road or whether it is at site, work site itself. So that is the safety performance is given by that. Cost performance, I've said that supposing it is 24 months project and you have projected a cost. Earlier only you give a program. Once you give a program, you prepare the cost also. And with that, you prepare a curve, cost curve. So this is the cost curve you have planned. And now, whatever work you are doing, how it is going, and you will generally find that it is much below the original curve because somehow the progress is low. There are reasons for that. Everybody explains that this is because the government did not give this, so we cannot do this. But see, there has to be consciousness, both sides. If both sides are conscious, then probably something can be always done. Some work can be done. Okay. Next, please. Quality management. Quality QA, QC, you know that. And you also know the request for inspection. Normally, the contractor submit the request for inspection 24 hours. 48 hours is given in 48 hours. But we say that, okay, instead of to get the maximum benefit, you at least give it 24 hours. And so that the inspection, the engineer or engineer's representative can do the inspection within 24 hours and do the testing and all that. Maybe testing may be done afterwards also. He will observe whether it is correct or not and allow the work to go ahead. If he allows, then you do the concreting or whatever earthwork, whatever you do. Testing is done. In situ testing may be at the laboratory, and there are acceptance criteria given in the specification. And these are documented. This is the important part which I wanted to mention to you, documentation. See, the RFI is a document which very well signifies too many things, if you really think of. First, there is a person responsible for the work is being done at that place. There is a person who has seen that the work is being done. There is a person who has allowed it. Then, during the construction process, also there is some observation. Some tests have been done, which has been correct. Its value has been obtained, which is within the acceptance criteria. And these are all, one set is mentioned, and retained in the permanent record. One set is given to the contractor, one set is to the employer in the final payment along with the payment bill. So this is a very serious, very important document, and it gives the whole, in fact, it gives the whole process of execution. If you really, you can see that it will give you the whole process, how the work has been carried out, how it is executed. NCR. NCR is non-conformity register. So there are, even after those testing, you find that there are some places which are non-conforming. I mean, the concrete is cast, but it is not conforming to the various aspects. Maybe cracks are there, maybe the strength is less. Many other issues can be there. So non-conformity has to be tested and then brought into whether it's it can be brought into safety or not. If it is not, then it is rejected. If it is brought with some measures, it can be brought into, then it is to be non-conformity. It will be removed from that one. You just say that what action has to be taken on this NCR. So this NCR register is another, important document. That is why I made it separately. So documentation is done, but NCR is a separate piece of document, maybe only 10, 20, or maybe 100. And sometimes big projects means 100 NCRs are there, but each one you need to refer what happened. Sometimes you need to consult some experts also what to do now. So this is where the issues comes here. Next, please. Cost control. Cost control, you know it much better. Budget monitoring. First, we budget if they have given only 5 crores, you cannot exceed. So that is the first control, budget control. And for getting the project done, you need to ask first. For budget monitoring, you need to ask for certain budget. Based on the details given by the contractor, what work he will do in this month, you may ask 10 crores or 20 crores. And if they give only 8 crores to what to do, but you just convince that, okay, now that work is going on, so give me more somehow. So budget monitoring is one. And the government may say that, okay, we give you some 8 crores now, but if you really do the work, I will give you extra. Because nobody wants to hold the work. Cost forecast. That is where I said that you forecast the cost and you ask for more money. Normally, revised budget is given cost forecast basis, that I will use so much money before March and so on. So that's what cost forecast is there. Cash flow. Cash flow means from April to September, how much cash has been, how much payments have been made. So these are all cash flows. These are cash flows. So you include that in your budget monitoring, budget process. It gives you the realistic picture. Price variation. There is a formula for price variation. Earlier, you see, in before 70s or 80s, there were almost this Dr. Swarup was there. So he actually, when CITC was formed, before that, there were almost 360 forms of contract in India, working in India. And there was no price variation. There was no price variation clause. So supposing the contract is given at 100 rupees, so 100 rupees. The price variation came with the World Bank projects, 85, and FIDIC documents. The price variation, there is one thing, still, there is a price variation. Less than 1 year project, if the completion of project is 1 year, then we don't provide any price variation. We don't provide any price variation. And just a minute यार, मेरा बैटरी खत्म हो रहा है, 1 मिनट.
Hello. योगराज जी,
सर
अभी दूसरा हमने एक्चुअली मेरा इसका खत्म हो गया, तो हमने ले लिया है, आईपैड ले लिया है.
प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
ठीक है,
सर
इसको बड़ा
नाउ इज ओके.
बड़ा करो यार.
लार्ज कर दिया है सर. प्लीज
एक मिनट जाए इसको.
प्लीज अनम्यूट योर कैमरा.
ये इसको जूम करो, बड़ा करो तो।
मैंने बड़ा कर दिया है सर, आप आपका कैमरा ओपन करें।
ठीक है, आवाज आ रही है?
जी।
आवाज आ रही है?
यस सर। अनम्यूट योर सेल्फ सर।
हाँ, अब ठीक है।
अब ठीक है सर।
हाँ, तो अब इसमें जैसे है, अब नेक्स्ट किया जैसे टाइम मैनेजमेंट, डिलेज. Delays can be different type. I have asked for various delays. What there is a slide for that. So there can be delay in the execution of project. Critical path. I just mentioned to you whatever is on the critical path. There are some items of work which are on critical path. There cannot be any delay. Will mean ki it is overall delay will be there. Extension of time based on the extension of time. I mean, normally say that supposing there is a delay in expansion joint, delay in bringing the expansion joint. Now, it's not on critical path. Critical path there are different projects, different items. So if there is a delay, it is not going to be delayed. Delay construction in overall construction period. So this is where the critical path and extension of time, you should not count for such delay which are not on critical path. But if you delay it too much, then it may become critical at time. You know that. So this is how, for the analysis of extension of time, you must know whether it is critical or not critical. Acceleration, sometimes you accelerate the project, the people say that this must be completed by end of this month. So, anyway, you just accelerate. Liquidated damages are levied. There are certain rates given in the contract, so that if it is delayed by that, then you need to levy the liquidated damages. Next, please. Commencement. Mobilization of employer. Here, this is what I had said, that I'll give you this one. So I recorded it. What exactly the commencement mean? The commencement, as a khali commencement, the work will commence, does not mean anything. So this is where it is. See, mobilization of employer के लिए क्या है? He must have the supervision consultant or IC, independent consultant or authority engineer in place. Commencement may, he must have that in place. Site, if there is a schedule he can prepare for handing over of site, and accordingly he must give so much site as on that date, as on the commencement. He must say that, and on commencement I will give this 5 kilometer. So that is what he must give. And the working drawings. So these must be given by him. Then it is called commencement from his side. And similarly for contractor side, he must have personnel and labor, again schedule. So he must say that initially he will have these 10 people, in the project site, manager, project manager, planning manager, this equipment and all that. So all those people will be there, and then he will have so many equipment, so much of labor. So all these will be there at the initial stage, and which he progressively he may increase also. So that is what is called the personnel and labor. Then equipment schedule, as I mentioned to you, the equipment he must provide.
And then material. Initially, he will have a schedule of materials which he wants to do. So he must have the earthwork or concrete or cement or whatever. So he must reinforcement, everything he should give a schedule that this is how it is done. So on the starting date, commencement date, what material he has, he must give at site. So these are, once he fulfills that, these two gentlemen, the employer and the contractor both fulfill, then it is commencement. So this is something which we have to look into. Next, please. Documentation management. This is a very serious thing, you know. These days, whatever you do, the documentation is not available even in the government for any arbitration. Documentation is not available. I mean, it's really gone with the the correspondence, whatever has been made with the contractor, subcontractor, consultant, whatever it is. So correspondence should be available. Site inspection instructions. So site पर जो instruction दिया किसी ने, consultant ने दिया या engineer ने दिया या employer ने दिया, तो that should be available. Minutes of meeting. So this is where normally the system in the consultancy, supervision consultant is there. Every month there has to be a meeting by the supervision consultant wherein the contractor may bring out what he has done and what he proposes to do, or where he has been stopped. So all these three things here, what he has done, where he is stopped, and what he proposes to do next month. So these three things he should say, and what he wants to, where he wants any assistance of the engineer. So these are some things which he records, and similarly, the engineer can also say, okay, what does he expect from the contractor. So minutes of meeting is very important part of the whole documentation. And daily reports. Daily reports, I mean, there is no such system like this, because what happens normally, I mean, I worked in a project, you know, in Kenya, you know, in fact. So all the division heads, they were asked to give a daily report. What work was done on that section? Either consultant or contractor, whatever it is. Even the contractor also, he should say, in this one, he did the excavation for this to change this channel, or he did the earthwork for this channel. Like this, you know, he gives it. That's all. Just some 1 or 2 lines. That's it. Similarly, the consultant also gives in his report that so the excavation was done, and this the RCC wall was constructed like this from this side to this side, this place section. So like this, you know, the daily report is also very important. It mentions, it gives a very good thinking, you know. Later on, if you just want to know what happened, why it got delayed, you can analyze these things. Then you will learn this. So nobody can cheat you afterwards. Digital records. Some of these records may be kept digitally also. I mean, just like progress report is by drone, you know, the NHAI has started. Anytime the meeting is done, then drone is there. So he will see whatever is the progress today. Nobody can deny it. It is not there or it is there. It's there. Everybody can see there is no progress. How can he say that there is a lot of progress here? So that is some good thing which has come up. So digital records also are documentation management. Okay, next please. Change management. Change management is variations, change orders. We just discussed that. Change of scope. Process of approval. I mentioned to you that these have to be defined. Okay, who will give what and what time and who will examine and all that, and the cost implications. So cost implications means it is always said that change management, it is always on the current cost. Now current cost, how do you get? So you tell him that, okay, look, the current CSR, current SOR of the place, current SOR of the place, he should base the cost on the basis of current SOR of the place. So there is no ambiguity. The process, the cost implication is also finalized on that. I mean, it is easy for approval. Otherwise, the cost, understanding the cost and the negotiation for cost, that itself will take 2 months. So once you say that this cost is as per SOR, okay, fine. Then it is acceptable. Similarly, EOT, extension of time. Supposing today you have given some kind of change scope that proposal you have given. Then what extension of time we will give for this particular item? Supposing you want to have a kind of reinforced earth wall for a distance of about 30 meters or 40 meters. So how much time will it take and how much it should be taken on the overall extension of time? So you have to see from the critical path method how much it has extended. If it has extended by some 30 days or 20 days or 15 days, that is the extension of time you have to. So that can be, very well understood. I mean, there is no ambiguity in that one. Extension of time also, you should give then and there. Otherwise, at the end of the revised estimate, the revised time EOT, you just have a kind of discussions only. So along with this change management, you give EOT. Next, please. Claim management. Claim management, types of claim. Types of claim, delay claims, disruption claims, documentation required, procedure for submission of claims, procedure for processing of claims. These are also a part of the contract document. How the delay claims have to be submitted, how the disruption claims have to be submitted, and what time. I had mentioned to you earlier. Documentation required for each of them is mentioned in that one, and procedure for submission of claim and processing of claim. So that makes it more workable. Thank you. Same. Next, please. Reasons for dispute. This is what I wanted to come to you. Now, this is the general reasons. I mean, there may be many more reasons. First is delay in payments. These are very common delays. Delays in payments. Payment by the contract, we have fixed a date of payment. Date of payment means supposing he paid, contractor submits a bill on today, X date, then he should be paid within X plus 40 days. So if it is delayed beyond 40 days, then there is a delay in payment. Our reasons for delay can be different, anything. But what the contract says, if you pay today, submit your bill today, then within 40 days you will be paid. amount can be whatever the engineer has satisfied, and that certification is available within 14 days or 28 days, and thereafter within so and so days, 30 days, you will get paid. So this is, and if he does not get paid, then there is delay. So this is one reason. The codes and specifications ambiguity. Many times this happens. The sometimes the according to employer, the exact meaning is this, and but this man says that no, it is different. So like that, there is ambiguity. There is a kind of discussion going on, and it is this dispute. Quality assurance issues, yes. This is also issue. Ki quality pay. Supposing I say that this has failed, and the contractor says no, it is all right. It is all right. So the quality issues बहुत से हैं, जैसे size of the aggregate है, the method of treatment है, method of supposing there is a finishing of concrete hai, is not correct. So all those things are quality assurance issues which can be discussed and resolved, but that has to be properly looked into in accordance with the specification. Normally, what say that the specification says like this, I can't do anything more. But the issue is that whatever is the best specification or no specification, it should be done better. Usage of equipment, पर भी that dispute है कि somebody says that I use the equipment, then why it should be I should be paid. I am using the equipment. See, in my case, in one case, I had made it that compulsory that they must have equipment of 120 ton, hot mix plant of 120 ton per hour, minimum. At that time, only 80 ton per hour was available. But so they had all purchased, all of them had purchased. And I had given this material equipment advance as well. So somebody says that, okay, if I am doing with 80 ton, why should you worry? You should accept it. No. But I have given it in writing, in the contract. This is a tender condition that everybody will use this condition, this equipment. So if it is delayed, it is your loss. I can't say that, but it has to be done by only more than 120 ton capacity in HMTP. So these are usage of equipment. Infrastructural deficiencies. Sometimes they say that you have not given the clear site is not there. There is some one tree is there. There could be anything. There are deficiencies, but there are very odd kind of things which are pointed out. So just see, the infrastructure deficiencies are there. Site clearance is the mainly thing. Design and drawings delays. Sometimes the engineers delay design and drawings. This is serious, because if the drawings are not available, then how the contractor can work? So this is very important. And then availability of encumbrance-free site, which is I just mentioned to you, that site is given, but unencumbered. There are a lot of encumbrances, electric poles, trees, buildings, like this, but you can't work. So if you don't give that, and what the employer says that, okay,
भी को के 10 मिनट 15-20 मिनट So this one, incumbents free site is very important. Next, please. Next, please. युवराज जी, डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन में तो ये मैंने बता दिया था, हालांकि इट इज again then constitution of dispute boards I have mentioned to you, negotiations also I have mentioned, raising of disputes in dispute boards, mediations, arbitrations, litigations, all these procedures should be included in the contract document. Correct. Thank you. Next, please. Contract compliance. Now, here there are some few points which I just wanted to emphasize only on. Statutory compliance is whatever local government practices are there, that he must comply. Say working in night is prohibited, something like that. So those things are to be fulfilled. And just like they are saying that for the environmental compliance is also important, because there are certain activities which actually which is against environmental pollution. They create pollution, and sometimes the construction is supposed not to be take place because of to create a better atmospheric environment. So these are the environmental compliance have to be complied with. Labor laws, returns you have to file. Safety regulations, those are there. I mean, that hot mix plant and where to locate it and all those things. Taxation, you have to always comply with. Any other contract stipulations that you need to comply with the state laws. State laws is environmental laws, whatever central laws. Next, please. Contract risk and mitigation. This we have discussed already. Scope change control, delays, planning and monitoring, mitigation उसी से कर सकते. Sorry. Then cost increase, planning and monitoring, poor documentation, digital records से कर सकते हो. Disputes, easy, early intervention. Disputes में it's very important that you intervene early. Otherwise, your disputes will go on increasing. Supposing if you intervene early, maybe before the dispute board, earlier than dispute board also, you can resolve it. So you intervene and then it will get mitigated quickly. Next, please. Digital contract management. This is the modern thing which you feel it should come. Electronic document management. All the documents can be kept on electronic system. BIM, building information management, AI assisted review, dashboards, digital signature, contract management software. You see, these progressively had increased. When our work started in 1999, 2000, then you see the system was that all the payment schedules, they have to be handwritten by the engineer, by the subordinate engineer, and signed. So handwritten on the there is a book, measurement book. It has to be written by hand and signed. Then and we had such a big calculation, some 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers road that all these items have to be written. It will take a lot of time. So then we discussed with this CAG, Controller Accountant General, and we got it approved. He said, okay, we will accept the digital format also. He says, okay, digital format mein bana ke rakhiye, and then you sign it. Whoever the engineer is there, you should sign it. That's it. So then authenticated ho gaya. So it has come. So gradually, it is not the final thing. It can change every day. So it goes on increasing every day, and it will be for the better of the project. Next, please. Importance of the ये मैंने फिटिंग का एक छोटा सा दे दिया है. These are contracts not only to ensure timely completion. अब देखिए अब क्या है. What I said is that you have to prepare the contract, draft the contract. Now, if you have to draft the contract from initial statements, it's a very big task, very big task. You have just understood so many, whatever things you have written. So what it is there that we have got standard bidding document. स्टैंडर्ड बिडिंग डॉक्यूमेंट में एक जो बना दिया है, एक इसके पीछे मिलकर के सब ने मिलकर के एक बना दिया. एंड it goes to different departments, just like SBD has been prepared by CIDC, many other departments. So then if you keep that document same, what you do, there are some special conditions you can add. For that particular department, against clause this, you write this, or you insert this, or you this, whatever. So that also becomes part of. So one is standard document, SBD, and the other, the special condition. These together become conditions of contract. Similarly, in FIDIC also, there is a red book or any other type of book that is the standard bidding document. International contract. So what we had along with that, we had a kind of special conditions of contract. That is what we drafted. We didn't draft the main thing. Main body is there. We drafted only these ones. So there it's quite thinking process, what is applicable to India and all that. So that is what we drafted. So that is where these contracts, not only in timely completion, project approve, comfort to the investors, mitigate risks, fix liabilities and responsibilities. It is all there, except the portions which are not applicable to Indian condition. That there only we have changed. It comprehensively covers all conditions which may be encountered during contract implementation. Say, supposing you get into some old treasures or old old architect's value. So who will own that? These are all there. It has got international acceptability. It also covers execution of work by international contractor, ICB. Okay, next please. Next. Employer to provide evidence of its financial capacity. ये एक provision favoring the contractor है, employer को देना पड़ता है. Employer to give notice to claim against contractor before making any deduction to set off from the contract amount. Changes in litigation affecting contractors' obligations now extended to judicial or government interpretation. If not paid in time, contractor entitled to financing charges. That is also given there. Next, please. Provisions favoring contractor. If engineer fails to certify interim payment or employer fails to provide evidence of financial capacity, contractor may, after giving notice, suspend or reduce the rate of work. DAB can be approached at any time. Next, please. Provision favoring employer. Employer may now replace engineer anytime. Employer may extend the defects notification period from 2 years to 5 years, up to 5 years. Employer may terminate contract for convenience. Supposing I have no money, so you terminate it. Contractor may give notice of claim, must give notice of claim, additional payment or extension of time within 28 days of becoming aware. Next, please. Difficulties in general कुछ difficulties हैं mandatory notice and all that. Insurance का है कैसे करेंगे? So there are some more difficulties which have been identified. Next, please. In conclusion, he say कि I hope the discussion was useful, but good management practices will bring in efficiency and reduce costs. This is my understanding. Thank you very much. Thanks very much. You, I could discuss with you for almost 2 hours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for a very useful lecture. Any question?
He has already covered everything.
Yeah, I
Covered-
did. But yet
It
you
has
you
just
can,
become an encyclopedia of contract management.
no, I did
He
try
didn't
to.
leave anything.
I thought of covering as much as possible, but yet most of things are spoken. I mean, maybe whatever
very
you.
wonderful.
Hello.
Very lucid and wonderful.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Am I audible?
Hello. Yes, yes. Yes, please.
Sir, I am Gautam Srivastav.
Yeah.
I have worked in oil and gas sector, mostly in refineries throughout the country. And what I feel is that in this contract part, in India, the industrial projects have increasingly become heavily client-centric, particularly in government and public sector undertakings. If you see, on mostly in two aspects, one is the duration of the contract and the project and the payment terms. These are two stress points for the contractors. The terms stipulated in the contract are mostly favoring the clients. I know there will be an argument that the common argument will be contractors are willingly accepting the contract terms and conditions. But most of the projects, you see, they end up going for arbitration and all. And the success rate, even if you see the success rate of the arbitration, it is mostly in the favor of contractor, because the payment terms, particularly, if I say the LSTK.
It is like this. Earlier also, even everywhere, in all the contracts, the contract was one-sided, in fact. I mean, it was all in favor of employer. So we raised it unless you have, these are prepared on the basis of discussions with the contractors, with the unless you have a discussion or you have CIDC or somebody, some such body, I mean,
Sir, just hear me out. I have another point.
Yeah.
There is a great disproportionate allocation of time between project and execution. You see, clients often spend considerable time. Clients often spend considerable time on project conceptualization, or say finalization of PMC, and then licensor selection, field finalization, and they take 10 years to do that, and they get for a 1,000, 2,000 crore job, they consume 10 years time, 8 year, 10 years time for these activities, and for the actual work which is to be executed on site, they give 20 months to do, 22 months to do, 24 months to do, which is practically not possible, and contractors don't have a choice. They have to sign because they have to keep their country running.
ऐसा नहीं होता. ऐसा नहीं होता. That's why I'm
Sir,
saying that what happens, every contract does have a kind of, if all the contractors represent to the employer before the submission of bids, no, not the after submission, before the submission of bids, that these are impossible conditions, this is not favorable, so somebody will look into it. Not that key. I mean, the first hand person operating the tender is not the only person. There are persons above it. There are persons
sir,
above it.
I
So, no, I mean, this is how it goes on. Supposing
it goes on, but the result, you see, the results are actually nowadays you won't find much EPC contractors in the country. All are, facing financial constraints. They're all gone. Look at Punj Lloyd, look at Castroil, look at SR projects.
No, I mean, but why did they jump initially?
Mostly because of the payment terms and the kind of
No,
unrealistic
they should
project
not.
durations.
No, they should not jump. No, they should not go. See, it is also the contractor's fault to apply for such contracts where they cannot do it. Unsatisfactory.
No,
I mean, the cash flow is not there. Then what can he do? He can't do anything.
That is what I told you, sir. They don't have a choice. Projects are limited. Contractors have to run the company.
I think
actually accept it.
we can discuss this later. So, any other person having any question?
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Ajay,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Sir, I'm working in construction, sir. We have one government client. So the project is having some variation clauses, and we are having the dispute with clients. The contract says that while you are addressing the dispute, the arbitrator should be the client's managing director. Now we are like, I just want to have your opinion, like how to proceed with that. I am having the dispute with client, and arbitrator itself is the client's managing director.
Yeah, this has become many places, even in irrigation also, the AC himself is the arbitrator. So that is how it becomes difficult.
We cannot expect the fair delivery of this arbitration. If we are going with the external arbitrator, if we are not satisfied with that managing director's decisions, then we need to file to state government arbitrator. That itself will take more than, like, what is your experience, or how what is the least lead time that this arbitration cases are getting closed?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is there, you have to get into these problems and you have to discuss this. Otherwise, you cannot solve it. Alone, you cannot solve it. It has to be joint meetings. That is the way we have progressed also. I mean, maybe through CIDC, through IRC, through ministry, through the contractors association. They have got a association also. So like this, that is the way. There is no other way. It cannot be. It cannot be one way. I mean, I'm feeling aggrieved. So you can't do anything.
Sir, as per your experience, sir, if somebody goes with the arbitration, what is the minimum lead time that one dispute gets resolved? Average.
Average is 12 to 18 months.
But our project itself is for 24 months. If we are going for arbitration, the project duration will get over. and that is the critical component of the project. Except this critical component, the project viability cannot be defined.
And before that, you have got DAB, DRB. DRB may you get the claims, get it settled. Once the employer is adamant not to pay you, then that is the problem.
That is the case itself, sir. Employer is not trying to pay the part.
That's the point. That's the point. That is always there in every case.
Sir, if the contractor denies for the execution of this critical component, the project significance cannot be defined and the project will not be benefitable.
Correct. But I will tell you, all of you, that if you have any question, I have given my email. Please do write to us. Write to me, and I reply as much as I can. But there are certain problems which I just said that it has to be resolved between the parties. It cannot. We cannot do one way. If the contractor feels or the employer feels to resolve, no, he can't. Both parties have to resolve. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
युवराज जी?
Sir.
युवराज जी? तो ठीक है? Can we close it?
Yes, please.
Okay,
thank you,
then.
sir, and
Thank you very much.
thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for
Thank you.
staying with us and being
Yes,
here.
thanks very much. I really got very much encouraged by seeing you all people. Thanks very much. But please feel free. You can ask any question. If you have anything with the contract management, please do ask.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.